Welcome to Animal DNA, our extraordinary expedition through the animal kingdom. We'll explore the unique traits and characteristics of animals of all kinds, how species relate to one another, and ways in which they survive and thrive in their diverse environments around the planet. And so our journey begins. Today on Animal DNA, we'll explore the reptilian world with lizards, chameleons, iguanas, geckos, crocodiles, and alligators. Let's start with lizards. Reptiles of the suborder Lacertilia. There are over 5,600 species of lizards that fall into about 46 families. Lizards are unique animals. Some species lack limbs. Though they're different from snakes, limbless lizards still have eyelids and external ears, two features snakes do not possess. Many lizards use their tongues to help them map out their surroundings. If seeing with their tongues isn't strange enough, they also possess an ability called autonomy, meaning they can amputate their own tails in order to survive. Lizards can do without their tails when they are in danger. The detached tail can throw off predators and help them narrowly escape deadly situations. The tail will eventually regrow and can be severed again if necessary. In general, lizards are not aggressive, with the exception of the Gila monster, whose venom can be dangerous to humans. The image most people conjure when they think of a lizard is probably one of a scampering reptile with a slender tail. However, this description only applies to a small number of species. Adult lizards can weigh a minuscule 0.02 ounces, all the way up to a gigantic 330 pounds, depending on the species. There's a large variety of lizards, and they possess many different and intriguing characteristics. Some species can spit blood from their eyes as a means of protection. Others can create water with their bodies. Interestingly, geckos are the only lizards that possess vocal cords, just to name a few. After over 200 million years of evolution, lizards continue to impress us. They inhabit almost the entire planet, every continent except Antarctica. Generally, they prefer warm areas, but they can survive in temperate and cold climates. In colder temperatures, they can slow down their metabolism and decrease their body functions in order to survive. Lizards generally live in tropical and subtropical areas, though their environments can vary greatly, from grasslands, mountains, and deserts to more humid areas or places near bodies of water. Some lizards live under rocks and cracks in the ground, while others, thanks to their excellent climbing qualities, prefer to live in trees. Their internal temperature is regulated by the external temperature. Lizards need abundant sunlight for their development. This is why you can often spot a lizard sunning themselves. Lizards are omnivorous animals, meaning they consume both plants and meat, while smaller species feed on insects. Larger lizards incorporate a wide range of animals, fruits, trees, and other plants into their diet. There are even some species of lizards that feed on smaller lizards. Lizards use teeth to chew their food, but if they lose one, or many, they are able to regrow new ones. Teeth can be replaced throughout their lives. Many lizards don't need to drink water. Their excretory system expels salt from their bodies, which helps them retain water and keeps them hydrated. This allows them to survive in conditions and environments unfavorable to other species, like extremely dry deserts. In fact, you may even spot a white residue on the skin of lizards. This residue is salt that has been pushed out of their bodies. Lizard reproduction varies depending on the species and its habitat. Some lizards are entirely oviparous, meaning they lay eggs, while others give birth to their young. Some lizards can reproduce within a year of life, while others will not be ready to reproduce until they are 3 or 4 years old. Certain species can produce offspring asexually, meaning without mating. Lizards aren't up for any Parent of the Year awards. The vast majority of hatchlings must fend for themselves as soon as they're born. The mother leaves the nest as soon as she lays her eggs. Generally, female lizards lay their eggs within 3 months of mating. While some species conceive only 1 egg per clutch, others may lay a large number of eggs. Let's take a closer look at some individual species. First up are the largest and fiercest lizards on our planet. No, we're not talking about dinosaurs, but these lizards don't look too far off from the creatures of Jurassic Park. We're talking about Komodo dragons. These imposing lizards can weigh up to 150 pounds and reach 10 feet in length. They are the most aggressive and dangerous lizards in the world and are native to Indonesia. Another iconic lizard is the American chameleon, or green anole. These lizards have the ability to change color according to their mood. They live between the United States and the Caribbean. They reach around 6 to 7 inches long, fully grown. Chameleons are lizards known for altering their body coloration. There are over 200 species of chameleons, but most share common features like prominent eyes and elongated tongues. They are common in places like Spain, California, Hawaii, and Asia. Females typically reach 10 to 14 inches long. Colorful veiled chameleons weigh in around 3 to 6 ounces for males and only 3 to 4 ounces for females. Horned lizards found in the western United States and Mexico have a rather frightening appearance, with flattened, oval-shaped bodies topped by a pair of small horns on their head. If their appearance isn't intimidating enough, they sometimes go by their nickname of blood crier, as they can literally squirt blood from the corners of their eyes to confuse predators. However, they're relatively small, with large adults growing to only about 4 inches long. Frilled lizards, or chlamydosauruses, have a fan, or pieces of cartilage and skin that unfold around their head when they feel threatened. They can be found in Australia and New Guinea. Males weigh around 2 pounds, while the slightly smaller females weigh only 1 pound. Males can reach nearly 3 feet long, but over 2/3 of that length is their tail. Geckos are on the small side for lizards, with some just a few inches long. They're generally green and are the only lizards that have vocal cords, which means they can make sounds to communicate with their peers. Their habitat includes the warm regions of the planet. Galapagos marine iguanas are the only marine lizards. They can dive up to 100 feet underwater and be identified by the crown of spines on their heads. As their name indicates, they are endemic to the Galapagos Islands. Average adults range from 1 to 5 feet in length and weigh 1 to 26 pounds. Desert iguanas are very common in the Mojave Desert. Their remarkable adaptability allows them to survive in extremely dry and hot environments. They can grow almost 3 feet long. Chuckwallas are able to inflate their bodies inside their den to avoid being eaten by predators. They are native to western North America. They can reach around 20 inches long and weigh 2 pounds. Gila monsters are the only venomous lizards on the planet. Their heavy, solid bodies, reaching up to 2 feet long, make them a terrifying sight to some, though they are rarely dangerous to humans. Native to the southwestern United States, they can be found in the US and Mexico. Related to Gila monsters are jacketed lizards, which can be found in the forests and deserts of Mexico, Guatemala, and the United States. They have a dark brown coloring with black bands along their body. They too can measure up to about 2 feet long, but weigh between 3 and 5 pounds. The popular green iguana lives throughout Central and South America. They average around 6.5 feet long and weigh about 11 pounds. Their peculiar body and large size put this exotic pet in high demand. There are over 4,000 species of lizards, and new ones continue to be discovered. Around 200 of these species have no legs and are categorized as glass snakes. Though unlike true snakes, most have tiny appendages. Lizards can climb wherever they need to with adhesive pads that allow them to stick to almost any surface. We'll be right back with more animal DNA. Welcome back to Animal DNA. Let's see if you can answer this trivia question. Lizards possess a Jacobson's organ, and through it, they can capture information about their surroundings and even reproduce. Where is this organ located? In the head? In the eyes? In the mouth? In the skin? If you answered in the mouth, you got it right. The Jacobson's organ is located in the roof of a lizard's mouth. It functions by detecting chemicals such as pheromones emitted by other organisms. This organ is not exclusive to lizards. Other reptiles, such as snakes and some mammals, can also have it. From lizards, let's move on to their sharp-toothed relatives, crocodiles. Crocodiles are reptiles that have crawled across the earth for more than 240 million years. That's longer than the dinosaurs. There are 14 species of these ancient reptilian creatures. Crocodiles are the largest reptiles on the planet and one of the largest predator species, second only to aquatic animals such as the great white shark and the whale. They are even larger than lions and tigers. Average males reach around 17 feet and 1,000 pounds, but it's not unheard of for a crocodile to be as massive as 23 feet long and 2,200 pounds. Crocodiles have flat, elongated bodies, with tails that make up almost half of their body length. Their backs are consistently darker in color than their undersides, which helps them stay camouflaged in water, where they do all their hunting. Their undersides are also much softer than their backs, which are reinforced by bony ridges and protuberances that protect them from possible predators. Crocodiles are extremely social and live in groups of more than 20. Perhaps the most defining feature in crocodiles are their elongated jaws chock full of sharp teeth. Their jaws are incredibly powerful, generating around 3,700 pounds per square inch, or PSI, when they slam them shut. For context, lions and tigers generate around 1,000 psi, so a croc's bite is a true force of nature. However, their jaws aren't always used as a weapon. They are able to carry their young in their mouths without so much as a scratch. They're also able to use their jaws to gingerly help hatchlings break out of their shells. Crocodiles and alligators look to have a lot in common, but they also have some major differences that can be seen with the naked eye. The first difference you might notice is in the snout. Crocodiles have slender, elongated, V-shaped snouts. Alligators, on the other hand, have shorter, wider, U-shaped snouts. Another major difference comes in where they live. Crocodiles can live in both fresh and salt water, while alligators must stick to fresh water. They can be found in the upper parts of rivers or even in lakes and ponds. Crocodiles can be found practically all over the world, though they mainly reside in tropical and subtropical regions, with a greater proportion in Africa and Central America. There are also species that live in Asia. Crocodiles need a humid environment to prevent their bodies from drying out and to keep them healthy. This is why you can often spot them near rivers, coastal areas, swamps, or certain lakes where the salinity is just right for them. Although many species live in freshwater rivers, They prefer to live in places where the water has an acceptable salinity, as this helps them absorb beneficial minerals and salts into their bodies. They also prefer locations with long, warm, sunny days. They're not usually found in exceptionally rainy areas. It's common for crocodiles to bask in the sun, as they use the sun's rays to maintain their body temperature. Unlike mammals, they can't regulate their internal temperature on their own, and they rely on the sun to keep them warm. If they want to cool down, they take a dip in colder waters or find a nice shady spot to relax. Crocodiles are carnivorous animals. The mere sight of their teeth can give you an idea of what they can do to their prey. They are known as opportunistic hunters. They attack any type of unfortunate animal that crosses their path. Young crocodiles are known to feed on fish or crustaceans they find in the water. When they become adults, they are capable of hunting larger mammals, such as zebras, water buffaloes, gazelles, and camels, among others. Some crocodile species, such as the yaquer caiman, only feed on small animals. Crocodiles prefer to surprise their prey from the water rather than hunt in the open on land. They can move quickly on land around 22 miles per hour, but only for short distances. So to increase their chances of catching a meal, they lie in wait in the water. When an unsuspecting animal lets its guard down to take a drink, that's when they strike. We'll be right back with more Animal DNA. Welcome back to Animal DNA. Let's see if you can answer this trivia question. Which of these facts about crocodiles is not true? A. They live for a short time. B. They swallow stones. C. They have special glands to tolerate salt water. D. They do not sweat. If you answered A, you got it right. Let's continue on with our next group of animals, which are also relatives to lizards and crocodiles. We're talking about salamanders. Salamanders are elongated amphibians with legs and a tail. They belong to the Salamandridae family. They are categorized as urodals, a special group of amphibians that possess a tail. There are about 695 species of salamanders, most of which are found in Europe. Most salamanders are relatively small, measuring around just 2 to 6 inches long and weighing between 3 and 8 ounces. However, the largest, the Japanese giant salamander, can grow up to 6 feet from head to tail and weigh a whopping 140 pounds. Salamanders have 4 legs, 2 hind legs and 2 front legs, which are short and end in toes. Their skin is smooth and shiny, and their coloring varies depending on species. Some are black with brightly colored spots, some are green, some are orange, some are multicolored. A bright color combination can be a warning of danger. While not venomous, salamanders do have poisonous skin that can irritate humans, especially if someone rubs his or her eyes after touching one. One of the most distinctive features of salamanders are their eyes, which look like 2 new moons. Salamanders live in humid areas with wet vegetation and always near some kind of water. They are nocturnal by nature and can only be seen during the day if their habitat reaches high levels of humidity. And with that, our journey has come to an end. See you next time on Animal DNA, where we humans decode all the secrets of our friends in the animal kingdom to learn more about them and a little bit more about ourselves, too.